Good morning, everybody. In this occasion, we are going to talk about a scholarship essay made by Javier Garcia, Katia Garcia, Karen Lopez, and Marjorie Turcios. We are going to present an agenda. First, introduction on the topic, essay element, essay feature, process to developing essay, suggestion or tips on how to write this type of paper, example, and finally conclusion. Pay attention.
The scholarship essay is your chance to participate in a scholarship. It gives you the chance to show your personality and what you're most proud of in life. If you are applying for a scholarship, you are going to need to write an essay. The essay is often the most important part of your application. It gives the scholarship committee a sense of who you are and your dedications to your goals. Now, we can talk about essay elements. First of all, we can say that a scholarship essay consists of three main parts. We have an introduction, main body, and conclusion. First, introduction. When you're working on an introductory paragraph to your scholarship essay, consider three of its main parts: a hook, a thesis statement, and an engaging sentence to grab readers' attention. Then, the thesis statement for a scholarship essay writing is at the core of a successful piece. It helps the audience to understand what this text will focus on and how relevant it is on the main idea of your paper. It is in your best interest to make it as exciting as possible. Second, main body paragraph. Each main body paragraph should begin with an argument that supports the thesis. Next comes the evidence that backs up the author's position. And last but not least is a conclusion that briefly summarizes this paragraph's main idea. Third, the conclusion. Even though it stands at the end of your piece, a conclusion plays a vital role in the overall success of a scholar's essay. It might be the only thing readers remember in the long run. So, you'd better make it memorable. Remind the audience of reason to choose you, a winner of their scholarship essay contest, and promise they won't regret it. So, we also can say that we have vital elements in this essay, such as creative, engaging title, attention getter or hook sentence, literary devices such as metaphor, simile, and anecdotes, sentence variety, a strong diction, relevant details, and also a striking conclusion. Here we have the top 10 of most common scholarship prompts. We have tell us about you, or another very generic bio request. What impact has sport had on your life, or some other athletics related questions? How have you contributed to your community, or what community service has you provide? Why do you want to study, pursue? How are you unique? Then we have tell us about a time you failed and what you learned from it. What are your academic and or career goals? Tell us about a time when you had a belief or idea challenge. Why do you deserve this scholarship? How will this scholarship help you?
These essay features and how similar or different it is from other types. Something that we need to know when we are writing a scholarship essay is the differences between a scholarship essay and other type of essay. The differences are mainly ranked in 4 marks: the purpose, the prompt, approach, and the length. Following the idea that this type of essay is made to be judged and compared with other essays applicants, we can prioritize the developing of the idea of these 4 marks in the next slide. Talking about the purpose, scholarship essays help the committee selection get a sense of students' personalities. They want to see whether we are a good fit for their institution and the students' body and what we will contribute. This is one of the reasons why the tone of the essay is so important. We need to convey that we will mesh well with the university or institution and understand what that means. So what about the prompt? Well, many colleges and universities use the common or coalition applications. These applications are commonly used in scholarship or university application, and their prompts are very broad. The students also have a choice of topic. Many colleges and universities also have a school-specific supplemental essays, whose topics can be a bit more narrow, such as asking us why we want to attend that particular institution. Let's talk and discuss a little bit about the approach. For scholarship essays, we want to demonstrate that we agree with the company's philosophy. That means that we need to do some research to understand what that philosophy is and incorporate the organization's ideas. Often we can find out a lot by simply browsing the organization's website and social media accounts and finding stories and examples of current and past projects. Talking about the length, usually normal essays tend to be longer than scholarship essays, around 650 words. However, scholarship essays tend to be shorter, usually under 500 words, and sometimes these type of essays are even shorter still. And of course, some scholarships don't require essays at all. What we recommend is to be concise with the essay and make sure to include all the important parts and establish a very good communication with the institution ideals. Differences between college application and scholarship essay. College application want to know who we are so they can judge whether or not we will be a good fit for their campus. Admission committees already have our grades, disciplinary history, and letters of recommendation. When we write our college application essay, colleges want to know who we are as a person. They have the brain, now they want the heart. On the other hand, scholarship benefactors want to know who we are so they can judge whether or not our interests align with theirs. It may sound harsh, but it's true. When scholarship committees read our essays, they are looking for ideals and convictions that match smartly with their own. We may be asking, what's the process to developing this type of essay? 8 steps towards a better scholarship essay. The first step is to read the essay prompt thoroughly. The second step is to make a list of important points and keywords to include. This is going to definitely help us to keep ourselves organized. The third step is to write an outline or a rough draft. Also, we need to write a strong statement that summarizes our points. The next step is to fill in the missing parts. Also, we need to have in mind the 3 R's: rewrite, revise, and rewrite again. It will be good for us to have someone else read our essay. And of course, at the end, we need to refine the final draft so we can make sure everything is perfect.
So now, it's important to talk about some tips or suggestions about how to write this style of paper. You have to keep in your mind these tips. Number 1. Focus on your own experience. This essay should explain what makes you stand out from other applicants and why this particular scholarship should be yours. You need to have a point. Your essay had to be original and you had to center your attention in you. Other of the tips is keep it short. You had to eliminate unnecessary details and answering the question of why you choose. Try to be clear. Use proper structure. The structures can keep you organized.
This is important because of the order and the currents. Edit and proofread your essay. There is nothing like poor grammar or embarrassing spelling mistakes to kill a winning scholarship essay. So, once you finish working on the piece, consider proofreading or asking friends or parents to help you with it. It's necessary that you dedicate enough time and effort to working on it. For that reason, you have to follow this format. Number 1. The font. The font, it could be Times New Roman. Font size number 12. It's recommendable double space. You can use approximately 1 page. The title page not require just write your name and the scholarship title on the top. The signature, name, day, city at the bottom. Also, you have to grab the reader. Never underestimate the power of a strong introduction, because this is important of your essay. Also, you have to read, adjust, and reuse your scholarship essays. Don't waste hours writing a different essays for all the scholarships competitions you enter. There are many scholarships out there, and essay topics tend to overlap. Also, use the technique of the super essay. A super essay is a one that's writing on a topic you know well, and that works for many different purposes. As a quick example, notice how you could write one essay that answers of these questions. Number 1. Tell us about you. How are you unique? Tell us about a time you failed and what you learned from it. And finally, what are your academic and career goals? These ideas can help you to write an excellent essay. Care about what you are writing. Readers can sense when you had a genuine emotional investment in your scholarship essay. And finally, avoid redundant conclusions. Keep your essay conclusion interesting instead of simply rephrasing. Your conclusion should explain why the rest of the essay was important for you.
Example about a scholarship essay. The topic of the essay is my dream. Currently, one of the greatest difficulties faced by Salvadorans when they are going to do higher education is the lack of financial resources, which is often an impediment to achieving goals. From a very young age, my dream was to attend university, an idea reinforced by the emotion of some close people when they managed to obtain a university degree. When the time came to start higher education, look for a career that covered my areas of interest. Now, I am a student of the degree in International Relations, that by the University of El Salvador. Studying at such an institution is a great achievement for me. For as long as I can remember, I always liked to talk about politics and learn about other countries. At the beginning, it was difficult to decide whether to study law or international relations, but with a little research, I definitely understood that the field of international relations is exciting, from the study of diverse culture of the foreign policy of the state actor for excellence of international relations, the analysis of current national or international phenomena, from political, economic, legal, social, and cultural perspective. The study of history, geography, and universal cultures. I am a serious person, but that does not prevent me from being friendly too. I like to be honest and fulfill each of the responsibilities that are imposed on me
Responsibility is an important ingredient in meeting the goals and objectives. Always determined in the decision I make and willing to do my best on each mission. There are moments of failure, but each one means adding experience that will make you a better person. I had many aspirations and dreams to fulfill. Having a degree in international relations, later I would like to study a master's degree in international relations or related to foreign policy, geopolitics, and governments or international public law. Then apply for a scholarship to study for a doctorate in law international public. One day I would like to be a university professor at the University of El Salvador, work in the diplomatic service of El Salvador, and volunteer in agency of the United Nations. The combination of effort, determination, and perseverance will contribute to the completion of this dream. Each of the goals outlined above has motivated me to apply for this prestigious scholarship program. In the journey through this exciting academic work, I have read very good books, obtaining very good grades that will contribute to my academic development and professional growth. Without a doubt, I must tell you that if the Scholarship Council takes into account my candidacy and my personal benefits from a scholarship, it has my absolute commitment that I shall invest the resources that are provided to me as well as possible. The Ernest Fromm Scholarship Fund has a history of awarding scholarships to promising young students from the developing world in order to bring knowledge, skill, and leadership skills to their home communities. Being part of that history will be very important to me.
I appreciate your time and consideration.
As a conclusion, for the most part, writing a scholarship essay it is a difficult task to execute. For the preparation of an essay, it is necessary that the students know the correct writing requirements and criteria for good writing. Obtaining a scholarship depends on the fact that an essay has also been prepared and that a manager took assured the evaluator's attention. Write an essay that is interesting and easy to understand.